Hello subscribers, welcome to a live stream of Wizardry 8. We're playing the vanilla version, Expert Iron Man. We're in the final area, Ascension Peak. This is all priests except one Alchemist. We have no RPCs in the party. And I need to get some spell points back here. We killed the Rapix. Big Rapix battle, that's done. Yeah, it looks like I'm short on a bunch of spell points here. So let's set a portal. I think it's this one. I know I already set one. Let me just double check this. I believe this is Rapix. Oh, Sea Caves, okay. This one we can definitely replace then.
What now?
Let's see where the fourth portal is set. Martin's Bluff, okay.
Ready and willing.
See if I still have one set at Rapix Rift. Ascension Peak is the third one.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see if this is Rapix. There we go. All right.
Welcome.
We're gonna recharge our mana stones here.
Ready.
What now?
Because he does it for free.
Yes.
Present.
All right. Let's see here. Go ahead and sell this. All right, perfect. Buy all these back and then we'll rest and head back. I have 182,000 gold. But I think everybody has robes of rejuvenation. Yes, they do. So I don't really have anything to spend my money on. Let's check what's usable. Yeah, nothing. Okay.
Should you need...
Hey, Jimmy and Claus, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Jimmy says 3 minutes past, getting in on the ground floor with this stream. Nice.
Farewell.
Yeah, we are in the final area, Jimmy. And Claus says the torture never stops. This isn't torture. Wizardry 8, torture. Although Ascension Peak can kind of feel like torture, because it drags out so long. Okay, so let's teleport back. That is this one. All right. That's not. I did not mean to hit camp. I did not mean to hit camp.
Oh, that hurts.
Somehow I hit C on the keyboard. Okay, let's get our element shield going here.
Pleasure.
And a couple heal alls. Let's see what level these are. 25. Okay. Got a bunch of poison on us now. Let's see. Death Wish probably won't work. How many hit points? 219. Fire is 80. Okay. Let's see how many we can hit. Most I can hit is 3. Yeah, I can't hit 4.
I'm on it.
Right, this one's in the back. Let's see if I can hit these three. Yeah, we'll do
I'm
this
on it.
direction. Okay, we'll do one more heal all.
With pleasure. Very well.
And let's get a candle elemental
With
up there.
pleasure.
It's a song by Frank Zappa. It's about a PnP RPG. I have no idea.
I'll miss him.
Holy moly, that's a lot of poison damage. Look at that. 49, 51, 48. Okay. We need to cure that.
With
So we'll
pleasure.
do that. Do a heal all. We'll do another cure.
With pleasure.
Another cure. Oh, you don't have cure. Okay, then you can resurrect.
Very well.
Cure yourself.
With pleasure.
Okay. Get this poison cured. And then we can start dealing with killing these things. Hey Moody, welcome to the stream. How you doing? One of the priests bit it? What, bit one of the snakes? No. Snakes bit
The other
us.
side is highly overrated. Much
Alright.
better.
You're gonna do a cure on yourself. Yeah, I accidentally hit the C key. I don't know how I did that. I bumped it on my keyboard.
I'm on it.
Okay, let's get a death cloud on them.
With pleasure.
I'll probably take care of most of them. And then you can do heal all.
With pleasure.
Very well. Pleasure. Very pleasure.
Looks like none of them are in range. Okay, let's flip back to lightning then. We hit
Very
three of
well.
them. Let's make sure we're getting this one.
Very well. With pleasure.
Should be good. Ah, glad to hear you're doing well, Moody.
It's the one that tell you how much
Yeah, I'm doing well. Jimmy says, hit the wrong button is a patented Kipper maneuver. Yeah, I'm just trying to be like him. All that matters is the Alchemist survives. Okay, do another here.
With pleasure.
You can cure yourself.
With pleasure.
Let's get some stamina back. Actually, you can hit with the staff. So we'll have you get some stamina back.
Very well.
And we'll go ahead and do another heal all.
With pleasure.
Let's see, 141.
Very well. Flare to release. Much better. Much better.
Okay. Let's get some more lightning going.
Very well.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
You can go ahead and do a heal wall.
I'm on it.
And you can do lightning.
Very well.
Alchemist. Let's get a toxic cloud on him. Might seem kind of silly, but cloud-based spells don't take into account the level difference between you and the enemy, so they can work better when the enemy is higher level than you. Fire elementals being a good distraction here. See, that one's only got 75 hit points left. This one only 60.
Very well.
A couple more lightnings and those will be down.
I'm on it.
And Alchemist, let's see here. Let's go ahead and do an acid bomb.
With pleasure.
I better do one more heal all. You can do it.
With pleasure.
Once I kill these 3, then I can go back to curing the poison. Alright, perfect. So let's see. 2 there. Nice. You're gonna do a restoration.
Very well.
You have enough to do a good lightning on 4
With
of them.
pleasure.
Let's have you do a lightning also.
With pleasure.
You're gonna do a restoration.
I'm on it.
Same with you.
Very well.
Alchemist. Tsunami.
With pleasure.
I feel much better.
That's a nice way to cure the poison.
Very well.
Just let him die. Here's the poison. Okay, 2 left. Let's see. Let me do a heal all at the end of this
Very
round.
well.
Stamina. Let's get some stamina back.
With pleasure.
And lightning.
I'm on it.
And boiling blood.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
Thank you, friend.
I've got it. I'm bad.
Okay. Restoration.
Very well.
Alchemist. Restoration. Self.
With pleasure.
You can do that.
I'm on it.
That. Okay. Should be good.
Better.
Much better.
Delightful.
224,000 experience. Alright, and some pretty good training. So, let's go get our spell points back again. Let's see.
Ready and willing.
3 is the one that had theirs set here.
Yes.
And this next time, let's not bump the C key. Yeah. Boss says, always good to see him explode from boiling blood. Yeah, that's fun. Kind of wanting to do an all alchemist run with just boiling blood. Another fun one would be concussion. Just have like 5 mages doing non-stop concussions. That would be fun. Alright, how many rounds left we got on this? 28? Yeah, we better recast.
Ready.
Okay,
Ready and willing.
head back. I should see how many missile shield scrolls I have too. I'm
Yes.
gonna go ahead and use one. Armor melt. I need to get this in someone's inventory. Yeah, I don't have many missile shields. I'm gonna hang on to those until I get close to an enemy that I know shoots like those. Okay, so where are we at? We're right there. This is where the big Rapix battle was. Willow Guardians. See if I can sneak around them.
Everyone ready to fight?
No. I do not know what they cast, so I'm going to get some shields up here. We'll do an element shield and a really weak
Very well.
full shield. And then let's do...
Very well.
Or are they? They're all outside of range. Okay, then let's do Guardian Angels.
Very well.
With pleasure.
We'll have to move forward.
With pleasure.
I'm on it.
Get these cast first. Yeah, eye for an eye. I'm glad I didn't do Death Cloud. I mean, I would have done a run command first and aborted it, but
One dose.
it's risky if you don't do that and you just try to cast. We'll kill these with weapons.
Very well.
Get a body of stone.
With pleasure. Very well.
Element shield, eye for an eye. One of them's moving forward. Nice. Thank you. Earthquake I just did. Okay, what do you got? Body of stone. I don't know if these will be attacking or not. No, I still want to protect the Alchemist. Yeah, they do attack, okay. Banish works on these? Really? These are considered summons? Are you sure? I did not know that.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
I'm on it.
They're spirits as far as you know? Okay. Let's check it out.
Very well.
That'll be crazy good. You can just attack. Wow. Nice, Claude. Caught me some there. Nice. I had no idea these were susceptible to that.
Very well. With pleasure. Very well.
Make these a lot easier. Eye for an eye takes effect. We don't have any summons on our side, we're okay.
Very well. With pleasure. Very well. With pleasure.
They like the earthquakes. This one dropped a bag of items. I guess I'll take that. I don't really need the money though.
Lumbo Kuali. I'm still alive.
Nice, that's good to know. 139,000. Spirit staff. Yeah, I already have one of those. Heather Curris. Okay. Yeah, you get no backfire, but eats the eye for night charges. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Does this do anything? I don't remember. Full health. Yep, it does. Okay. Oh, there's the Ironwood Elder. Looks like he must be right behind this tree. Assuming we want Element Shield and Soul Shield again.
Very well.
Let's do Power 2.
Very well.
Lasts a little longer. Oh, he's right here. He's so high level, I'm gonna run for it.
Very well.
Comes the crushes.
With pleasure.
Okay, Superman time.
I'm on it. One dose more.
That boy did. I don't know why she's only getting one swing here. She should be getting 2 swings, and she got 1 swing on both attacks. She's not overloaded or anything. Weird.
Delightful.
Knock of healing. It's not as good as the amulets of healing. Thieves' dagger. 2 leather curses. Yeah. Quaz says their sounds are, well, not the best. I agree. It's kind of annoying. Okay. Alrighty. I feel like there's a slime up here somewhere. Jimmy says, yeah, probably got people's house cats on the edge. Yeah, it sounds like a cat, doesn't it? Moody says, really? Level 22 and the armor is junk? Yeah, leather cuirass. Funny thing is, it's actually higher armor class than the robes of rejuvenation. But, oh no, it's not. I thought these were +3, they're +6. But these regens here are just so good. Alright, let's see. Go through the cave. I think the slime's coming up here. If I remember right. Quagmoth Tag. Yeah, here he is. Quagmoth Tag. Level 20. He's neutral. But he's standing his ground, so we're gonna have to kill him. Up, he turned hostile.
Everyone ready to fight?
Plus, says to be fair, trees don't wear clothes. That must have belonged to a former victim and got stuck in the twigs.
With pleasure.
True.
Very well.
What are we gonna do here? I guess we'll get some guardian angels going.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Very well.
Let's get Death Cloud on it, why not?
With pleasure.
Everybody else used weapons, I think. Let's do a Superman.
I'm on it.
Very well.
Wally.
Hey, Sestam, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Extended range. Gonna move up a little bit, isn't
With
it?
pleasure.
Oh, there we go. 15 rubber points for everyone who knows how to spell that name. Klaus says. Yeah, it's weird with the M and the R right next to each other. Okay.
With pleasure. Coming land as a bear. I have been blinded.
Blinded? No problem. We have restoration.
Very well. Thank you so very much. Wow, much better.
I'm on it.
Very well. I am grateful. Much better.
Quanto small.
This is one of the best special effects in the game. The sound combination with the jiggling effect.
I'm on it. Quanto small.
Ah, Death Cloud got him.
Done.
We got some good training there, but Death Cloud ended up winning. Amulet of Life, okay. Not super useful considering every single character can resurrect. Claus says maybe it's a reference to Lovecraft's Cthulhu realm, where they also have unspeakable names. Yeah, it'd be nice to interview the creators and find out. Brenda Romero, she would know. I don't remember what the enemies are over in this spot.
I'm on it.
Very well.
Oh, yeah, it's this guy, the Führer. He's actually the easiest boss here. Alright, Führer. He's huge! You can just run right past him too, actually. We're not gonna do that. I think he is immune to critical hits, so I don't think Death Cloud works on him, but I don't know that for sure.
Very well.
Let's get some Guardian Angels.
I'm on it.
With pleasure. Very well.
With pleasure.
Very well.
I'm on it.
Let's do a Toxic Cloud. Could knock him out.
With pleasure.
We'll shoot a few things here and then... Yeah, everybody will be protected momentarily. Summon an elemental too. That'll be a nice distraction.
With pleasure.
Alright, let's see. I think we'll do a Superman here.
I'm on it.
Since this battle may take a while, we'll go ahead and do it
Very
Bless. Another Superman.
With pleasure.
And yourself.
With pleasure.
Okay, that's good. What did we get? Fire Elemental. Out of all the elemental types, it's the worst to get.
One small.
You lost those. Box set.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
It's got good dodge for being a huge creature.
With pleasure.
This giant thing steps on top and says no penetration. I don't think it needs to penetrate anything. That would just crush you completely.
Very well. Very well. Pleasure.
Keep on breathing that fire. That's the weakest attack you can do. Soul shield expired. I'm gonna do that again because I think this thing might be able to do critical hits. So having a little bit more divine resistance is a good thing. Stepped on the fire elemental. Still has a little less than half his stamina. Hey, Ermin. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? $124 hit points left. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm glad I didn't spend my money, because I can pay that one guy a nit so that his giant statue doesn't come after me. His giant golem. I forgot he requires a ton of money. Ah, plated leggings. These are probably platinum. Which I can't use, of course, but still kind of cool. Let's check it out. Oh, it's ebony. Okay. Alright. It says, don't remember this guy. Is a randomly generated boss. No, he's a set monster in Ascension Peak. Or toward the end of the game. Heater shield. Can't be used by priests. Neither can that.
There's nothing here.
Pushes that way. Yeah, it's not worth it. Alright.
Yes? With pleasure. With pleasure. With pleasure. With pleasure.
What now?
Yeah, you got enough. Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, those are only level 20s.
I'm burning to kill.
With pleasure. Very well.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how this party does against the Soul Eater.
Very well.
We have tons of
Pleasure.
ability to cure insanity and turncoat. However, if we get screwed with the turncoats, you can't cast cure then, so it'll be interesting.
Very well.
Probably just do a death cloud on him and run. Like keep him in long range. Because then he can't do his thing, and then just let death cloud kill him over time. Because it will. It will kill him eventually.
Ow! Ow!
Alright, get your shots in. You're gonna die.
Very well. With pleasure. With pleasure. Delightful.
Alright, let's see.
Ready.
Well, it says strange that lightning hurts flyers who have no ground contact. Well, the fact that lightning's going through the air, it touches them and then goes down to the ground, I guess. Lightning's such high voltage it can go right through. I think these are the sprites and the golem.
Yes. With pleasure.
I kind of want to get my mana things recharged first.
Ready and willing. Yes.
Let me go get those recharged. It's the tree guy, the treant, and the sprites, I think. Okay, where are my mana stones? Grab some of these while I'm here. I haven't had to use Pandemonium at all, but I need to have some in my inventory. We have 2 there. What you're throwing? 70. Yeah, that should be good enough. 48. That's questionable that he could pull it off. I am still gonna give him some just in case. I really am in a rough bind. I buy those back. Yep, okay.
Should you need
It was a
He created magic nectar. All right. That's actually useful.
present. Ready and willing.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
There they are. Oak Guardian, level 34. And Cliff Sprites, level 26. I think these things cast like Starfall and Quicksand or some instant death spells. So let's be careful here. I think what I'm going to do is get right here. Let's throw a death cloud around the corner before they get their eye for an eye going. I'm going to have to move. The game's confused. It won't let me move this. Trying to debate if I want to do Guardian Angel or a bunch of falling stars to get them softened up a bit. Let's do Falling Stars this round, because I think they do eye for an eye eventually.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
I'm on it.
Very well. Very well.
Okay.
Now this battle will be a challenge.
One
Alchemist.
more.
Alright, Death Cloud did not kill any of them.
With pleasure.
Let's see if it does it on a subsequent round. We need to get Element Shield going. And Soul Shield.
Very well.
I don't really want to cast anything on them, so I think I'm going to switch to the Guardian Angels now.
I'm on it.
With pleasure.
With
We'll
pleasure.
do one Bless. This battle may take a while.
Very well.
Concussion. Here comes the Falling Stars. Whirlwind, okay.
One dose more.
Alright, let's run
Very
forward.
well.
And I gotta let my dog out real quick.
I'm sick with grief.
Alright, looks like they must have done a quicksand or something to kill one of my characters. I think I want to kill these first, because they're going to be super annoying that way.
Very well.
Alright, we can do... Let's do a Body of Stone.
With pleasure.
Everybody else try to hit these.
Pleasure.
Now, they haven't done Eye for an Eye yet, so really, you know what? Let me use Armor Melt.
With pleasure.
Spell backfires. The backfired quicksand. Did not work on that. Let's see what the resistance is. Alright, we're gonna hit them with some lightning.
Very well.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
I'm on it.
And we'll go ahead and do a heal all.
Very well.
We got a death cloud on him. Let's get a toxic cloud.
With pleasure.
Death cloud killed one of them.
With pleasure. I'm
pleasure.
on it.
Very well. Very well.
Okay, Alchemist. Let's get a draining cloud on him.
With pleasure.
Box that. Killed again. I'll take a look at what his Earth is. Earth's 100, just having really bad luck. Death cloud got another one.
On it.
Alright, resurrection.
Very well.
Let's do a boiling blood on this one.
With pleasure. With pleasure. I'm
Hey there, River. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Resurrect. Alchemist
Very
did
well.
not get her boiling blood.
very well.
With pleasure.
Oh, this guy fell unconscious. Actually,
Very well.
let's take advantage of that and wail on him.
I am grateful. You have my appreciation. Consider yourself worthy.
River says the resurrection spell, what's it do? It just brings a character back to life and gives them a little hit points and stamina.
With
I'm
pleasure.
gonna try to boil this one.
Very well.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Go ahead and do a heal all.
I'm on it. Come one dose more.
I'll
Alright, she's done with. Now we just focus on this guy. Get some stamina back.
I'm on it.
Death Cloud's gone, so let's get that back on him.
With pleasure.
So he's level 34. He's so much higher level than we are. Yeah, Resurrection does exactly what you think it would do. The only bad news is you don't get back any buffs you had on you. So if you had a bunch of buffs and you died, Resurrection doesn't bring those back. The good news is when you die, any negative effects also disappear. So if you were diseased or poisoned, they're gone. So that's kind of good. Armor melt wore off already. I don't really want to use another one though. We're just gonna
With pleasure.
kill him with weapons now. Let me check on the gun. Alright, where are we at? Let's see. 120 or 276. Doesn't look like I hurt him at all. Let's do some Supermans.
I'm on it.
River says, so it cures cancer is what you're saying. Yeah, it does. You should benefit pharma companies now. trying to save my armor melt because I know I'm going to need it in another battle. I've only got a couple of them. One more.
I'm on it. One dosh more.
Getting good training on them. Power strike. Nice.
Delightful.
279,000. So we got one power strike increase there. Yeah, only one power strike increase. Okay. All right, nothing to take there. All that they dropped were stink bombs. We're not taking those either. Vanilla Wizardry 8 being chintzy as always.
Ready.
Heavy heal. Strange sensation meets your skin, a feeling of hands or something, crossing over you. Through your belongings, everything from head to toe. It lasts for only a few seconds. Strange sensations come again. This time you not only feel them, you see them too. Each a wild, swirling stream of colors, vapors, and mists that surround you.
Someone has come to bother us.
The Astral Domine, one of the gifts of the Father, hidden for a millennium and now nearly home, only a day away. It is one of the three, my fellow travelers. And do you know what force the Astral Domine holds?
Oh, let me think for a minute here. Force. Life?
Life, the nexus of matter and energy, and the gift to those willing to look over their own horizons. The worlds we construct, the realities we shape to our own fears, our own desires, our lusts. And do you know him? He who gives this to you? The creator of life. What shall you call him?
Jesus.
Destiny, be done.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Yes?
Are we gonna get lucky? Probably not.
Yes.
Dragonhide cloak. Oh, this is terrible. Vorpal blade. Vorpal blades aren't bad, but can't use it with this party, of course. They're not great either at this point in the game. And then enchanted bow. Yeah, we got some junk. I can use the 4 Medusa stones. Alright. Garbage. Astral Domine. Well, it says game should keep track on playthroughs, and after a couple, change from strange sensation to familiar. Yeah. Astral Domine, where are you? There you are. Carefully drop the globe into the indentation. After an instant, the ground begins to rumble. Okay, one done. Alright, let's hope there's no enemies when I go back through here.
Would you look at that? Those statues over there. It's almost as if they're pointing at something.
Okay, next. I'm gonna go this direction next. Vorpal blade equals Jabberwocky reference. Yeah, Vorpal blades have been in existence forever.
Locked tight. Yes.
Looked like an earthquake, yeah. Yep, that's the first of 3, Moody. That is correct.
Yes.
For goodness sake.
Ready and willing. With pleasure.
Yes.
Alright, let's set our
Ready
portal.
and willing.
Next up is going to be the most formidable. Well, not the most, but one of the most formidable here. The Soul Eater.
Look, it might kill us.
Let's do it.
These maddening gazers are actually what made my samurai party kill themselves. Okay. Don't want to summon an elemental.
With pleasure. Very well.
Because they will make it turn on themselves. River says the lockpicking stuff looks like bullets. Yeah, those are supposed to be tumblers. Kind of locks these PVs. Yeah.
I'm on it.
Very well.
With pleasure.
Let me see what their fire resistance is. 85, level 22. Yeah, this will work.
With pleasure.
Let's let them get closer
Very well.
first. Ha! One of those just shot the bitter thing. Cast eye for an eye. They're still outside range.
Very
Wow,
well.
this thing's out of range too. I guess I'll move forward a tiny bit. Current range thrown, then why is it not
Very well.
registering?
With pleasure.
It's not showing the diamonds on it. There it is. Wow, that's a bug.
Very well.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
I'm on it.
Alright.
Whoa.
Very
With
well.
pleasure.
Very well. Very well.
Alright, they have eye for an eye, so we don't want to do any attack spells on those in the back. I think what I'll do... I'm gonna do some body of stones in case I do end up turning on myself. Let's
With
protect the
pleasure.
alchemist. Herman says some of the locks do include explosives. Oh, you mean because they look like little bullets or bombs? Got some death wish on me.
Very well.
With pleasure.
Once I kill this thing, then I can run forward. Oh, they did,
I have got this. My illness is extinguished.
prismatic missile or whatever it's called.
Sugar, it just isn't meant to be.
I'm afraid it's not possible. With pleasure. Very well.
With pleasure.
Mind play. Switch to attacking.
I'm on it.
Okay. We don't need to do
Pleasure.
restoration
Very
now.
well.
We just attack.
Damn it.
444 hit points.
One toe schmull.
Some chests are trapped. No, not those, Ermin. When there's tumblers, there's never a trap on them. It's one or the other. If it shows the tumblers, it's only a lock, and if it shows the traps, there's never tumblers.
With pleasure.
Okay, let's get another Superman.
I'm
You.
on it.
Lady says mind play. Didn't that help kill your Wizardry 6 Iron Man party a while back? That was Sonic Blast, but yes, they also did mind play. Yep. But Sonic Blast was the bad one, because that turns you insane. Mind play does not turn you insane. It just does a lot of damage. Okay, this one's almost dead.
With pleasure.
Body of Stone is actually one of the best spells in the game because you end up turning on yourself with Insanity. You won't do nearly as much damage to yourself. So it works out really well. Okay, your poison's gone. I think it's time to do a heal all.
Very well.
I'm on
And
it.
forward. Here.
Very well.
Oh, here's comes some Insanity. Okay, we can get all this cured pretty quickly. Restoration. Okay, you restore Alchemist.
I'm on it.
You restore yourself. You restore yourself. Some of them will get through somehow. Hey, Boxy, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Turncoat says, by the way, does the death effect on quicksand have element resistance or divine? It has earth resistance. It does an earth resistance check. Yeah, like Claude said, and Ermin. Now, the realm it's in doesn't always mean that's what it uses to actually resist it. So you can't rely on that. But that one is an earth resistance check. On weapons and on critical hits of weapons and martial arts, critical strike, that is divine resistance. But if you're using quicksand, it's earth. If you're using death cloud, it's air. I think those are the only instant death ones, besides the divine ones like Death Wish and instant death. Yeah, I don't think any of the others are instant death. Okay, looks like we still have one insanity. Let's get that cured. Yeah, I tested out every single resistance on all the weapons to determine what they were. The spells are a little, like I said, those spells are a little weird sometimes, but the weapons are even stranger. Like knockout effect is earth resistance. Draining of hit points is water. Poison is air. Paralysis is water. Like even on web, it's water. It is not earth resistance. Like when the spiders shoot the webs, that's a paralyzed effect. Like right there, that was water resistance.
I measure our progress in
Yeah, it's
bodies.
kind of strange. Blind is
Yes.
fire resistance, which is really weird.
Ready.
Foxy says, I wanted to stop wasting soul shield on fights with quicksand. Yes, yeah, it does you no good. River says, I'm guessing walking on water would be divine stuff. Yeah, that would be. Alright. I really need some spell points back here.
With pleasure.
That was my test before I get to the really strong guy
With pleasure.
that can wipe this party.
With pleasure. With pleasure. With pleasure.
Gosh, I don't remember which one it is. I think it's over here and to the right. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be. So this has there's only 2 fights in here I'm really scared to do, and this one is one coming up here. Scared. I'm scared. There he is. We can see him. The level 27 soul eater. This consumes your souls is so bad. Good news is with this party we have tons of healing and restoration ability. I gotta think about this though. How I want to try to handle this. First off, let's get some of these in some inventory. And then I know I have some magic nectar. Oh, you already have a bunch. Okay. We do not want elementals here. Hyper and I is not going to do us any good. Yeah, that's about all I can do to prepare for this guy. Okay. Here he comes.
I'm burning to kill.
First things first, we're gonna get a death cloud on him.
With pleasure. Very well.
I don't want it too strong of a soul shield because it'll cause an overflow. We're just gonna do power 2. It'll overflow and it'll actually wrap all the way back around, then you'll have like negative resistance. It's terrible. Okay. Let's get some guardian angels in case I start
Very
hitting
well.
myself. He can critically hit you too, so you gotta be careful of that.
Pleasure.
Let's protect the alchemist.
With pleasure.
I'm on it.
No, not soul shield. Guardian angel.
I'm on
With
it.
Okay, let's
pleasure.
let him get closer so we can hit him with the death cloud. Even his movement's creepy.
One toe.
Okay. Element shield next.
With pleasure.
Some more guardian angels.
I'm on it.
Very well.
Ah, I don't want him casting backwards, because then this thing can hit him from behind. Let's see. Let's do Superman on our... Oh, power 3, that's really weak. Do a bless.
Very well.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Alright.
Very well.
Kind of want to get out of throwing range, but I know what's going to happen. Oh, he's in extended range. That's even closer. He's, he'll still chase me and I'll lose my turns. So, let's just cast our protective spells first. And then worry about what happens next round. He's going to consume our souls right now. Hey, Kane! Welcome, how are you doing? He did not consume our souls. Oh, thanks for the subscription. 5-month streak, Kane. Thank you very much. We are fighting a formidable enemy right now. He's going to consume our souls this round, probably.
With pleasure.
Almost tempted to do some preemptive restorations. Wonder how that would work out. If I had each character cast restoration on another one, then if some do happen to get turn coded, it will be removed this round. I'm gonna try it. So you cast it on him.
Very well.
You cast him.
With pleasure.
This one's tricky. I'm gonna have you attack. Because I don't want him to turn around and hit my own guy. You cast it on him.
On it.
You cast it on the Alchemist.
Very well.
Okay. There it is. Alright. So these two are turn coded. We have 2 insane and 1 paralyzed. So you restore yourself and you restore yourself. No. You restore the turn coded ones. And let's see. Let's cure paralysis.
With pleasure.
Oh wait, she's insane too. Okay, we're not gonna do that then. Let's do a body of stone.
With pleasure.
You already have it, so it's good on you.
With pleasure.
Okay. Alright, let's see what happens here. Both of them lost their turn. They didn't get their restorations cast. Okay, that one's still insane. You do another body of stone.
With pleasure.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Okay.
That's an improvement. With pleasure.
Now we can restore like this.
I'm on it.
Yeah, that'll work. And then you try to restore yourself. Actually, let's cast it a little bit higher level since this one's injured more. Okay. And then let's try to get a toxic cloud on him.
With pleasure.
Moody says, "What do you mean consume souls?" It has a special ability where it can consume your souls and either turncoat your characters or make you go insane.
Very well.
Okay. Now, we have body of stone on a few. You need to use mana stone.
With pleasure.
And we're going to try to get a few hits in here. You restore.
I'm on it.
Very well.
Okay, here we go. Consume their souls again. Every single character is turn coded. So now, in theory, what should happen is he should run away. No, he didn't run away. He's waiting for me. Okay. We're going to do a restoration. So he's going to attack this one now.
That's an improvement.
Okay.
With pleasure.
So Deathclap did not kill it. Let's try it again. I don't know if it's immune to critical hits. I wish I knew. You're insane.
With pleasure.
Gosh, I kind of want to have you take a few chances to hit him. Is that a critical hit or was that just straight
Didn't deserve
damage?
that. That's better.
Just straight damage. Okay. We still got 2 more turn coded.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
He's gonna be able to hit us from behind
Very
now. I
well.
don't like this.
You have my appreciation. Consider yourselves worthy.
Buzz says just run and hope the cloud works, if not repeat. Yeah, I thought about that. I just don't know if it works on it. Penguin says, isn't he immune to instant death? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if he is. I feel like more likely than not he is. Okay, let's see here. He went 5 rounds without having any death, so most likely he is. And his resistances are just so high for his level 27. I need to kill him with weapons. Okay, you're gonna use a mana stone.
With pleasure.
And everybody else can finally get some shots in here. But we do need to do a heal and stamina. I think healing's more important.
Very well.
Okay. Consumes your souls.
Some wonderful.
We only have 1 insane and 1 turn coded this time. Okay, now I can get some more body of stone.
With pleasure.
You can restore him,
Very well.
and you can restore
I'm on
her.
it.
Okay, here we go. Instant death.
I feel
We just got
death
critically hit.
stabbed to my heart.
2 critical hits! 2 critical hits in the same round, guys.
We can still make it.
Alright. Resurrect.
Very well.
Resurrect.
Very well.
And body of stone.
With pleasure. Segundas.
They whistle very much.
Good to see you again, darling.
I must have missed, huh?
Alchemist got knocked unconscious. Let's see. Restore.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
We'll bring him back next round, if possible. Does Soul Shield work against consumed souls? No, it does not. But we're already 100% resistant. Well, our mental dropped. I guess Soul Shield did wear off. It works. It's mental resistance, so yes, it will help against that if it's 100, but it caps at 100. So I can go ahead and cast it again. Power 2. It'll help a tiny bit. Alright, but what we're gonna do is resurrect him first.
Very well.
You're gonna do a heal all.
With pleasure.
You can do rest all. Are you better at it? Let's find who's better at rest all. Yeah, there we go.
With pleasure.
Okay. You're gonna resurrect, that's good. many hit points does he have? 637 out of 803. We're gonna do a body of stone on you.
With pleasure.
And then you're gonna do heal all.
With pleasure. The other side is hungry.
Consumed our souls that time and we didn't get impacted.
Much better.
Alright, let's see here. Still need some stamina back.
Very well.
And you need to do Superman on the one here. Okay. Let's have you preemptively use the Mana Stone again.
With pleasure.
Because I need to do more Body of Stone.
Thou motherless.
Yes, mental resistance does help against consume your souls. But since his level's higher than ours, and we're playing on expert, if you have 100 and we're level 22, it's probably more like we only have 60 mental resistance. Alright, another death.
I'm on it.
Another Body of Stone.
With pleasure.
And
With pleasure. Like the cat with many eyes, I return to again drink of the elixir of life.
nice. Got some heavy damage that time.
With pleasure.
Okay, you're gonna do heal all.
Very well.
His stamina has to be... Yeah, he's lost most of his stamina. Let's go ahead and do our soul shield now. This will consume our souls soon. Yeah, we'll have many... Oh, kill Bernie. We'll have many deaths in this fight. Why does that show that? Oh, because he died? That's why. Okay.
With pleasure.
Alright. Restoration. Let's do power 3.
With pleasure.
Not gonna worry about soul shield right now.
I begin to feel refreshed. I begin to feel refreshed. My
Okay.
illness is extinguished.
Now we can resurrect him.
Very well.
And maybe this round he might die. Let's see, what else do I need to do? Body of stone, body of stone, body of stone. That's all good. Yep, just attack. Okay, Claus, have a good evening. Thanks for dropping in. Thank you.
Thou motherless.
The other side
Got him.
is highly overrated.
We did it!
Nice. We got our revenge. That guy is brutally hard, guys. Let me tell you. Oh, and there's demons just sitting there.
Ready.
Okay, let's teleport out.
Yes.
I need to go rest. Wow, okay. There's only one really hard battle left. Well, I guess the Dark Savant battle is kind of hard too, but the genie cloud monster things, those are extremely hard. All right.
Present.
Yes.
Welcome.
To recharge.
Yes?
I don't think anybody else used theirs.
What now?
Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, he does have missile shield. Pick those up.
Should you
Okay, back to the
Farewell.
fight. Let's see.
Ready and willing.
Very well.
So what do we got? Level 20 demons. Pretty sure banish works on these. So we're probably just gonna do some mass banishes here. Let them get a little closer.
Very well.
Are they all within range? Long, yep. Okay.
Very well.
Rudy says, go to hell, demons. Yeah, that's what we're gonna try to do. We're gonna banish them.
pleasure?
With pleasure.
I'm on it.
Do a weak soul shield.
Very well.
Definitely an element shield.
With pleasure.
Here we go. Ah, I hit run. It didn't register.
Sabundas.
I wish I could.
Very well.
Very well.
With pleasure.
Pleasure.
Now
I'm
it
afraid
does.
it's not possible.
Sugar, it just isn't meant to be.
Okay.
Nuli sucundus.
Wow, look how much damage that's doing to him.
Qui poo.
Calo cuanto schmo.
Alchemist. Very well.
Pleasure.
I'm on it.
Very well.
We definitely banished them. Cave Fiend.
Alakahis. Aljoasta.
Lumbo quali.
Vola poo.
Nice.
Our will prevails.
Alright. There's a skull there. Tons of stones on the ground that we don't need. I think this is the gens coming up. Where we at?
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
I'm pretty sure this is the gens.
I'm on it.
Very well.
This area is huge. Takes forever to navigate it all. Nasty green water. I think this is them coming up here. I'm almost positive they're behind these rocks here. Camouflage creature. Yep, that's them. Okay. Okay.
Ready and willing. Yes?
Let's go get our spell points back. It's gonna be another one of those brutal battles, guys. Alright,
Present.
I don't think there's really much I can do here to prepare.
Yes.
I wish I had an enchanted blade scroll.
With pleasure.
Don't have one.
Welcome.
He doesn't sell them. Nah.
Should you leave?
Farewell.
Ready and willing.
Very well.
Oh my goodness. The gens of the clouds. And a greater demon right here. Level 33. Okay.
With pleasure. Very well.
Okay. He turned white on the mini-map, so he's out of view. He can't see me. Let me think of what order I want to do this in. They usually do eye for an eye, so I want to get a death cloud on them first thing.
With pleasure.
Let me see if they're advancing. I don't think he's moving. Alright, here we go. Death cloud.
With pleasure. Very well.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
I'm on it.
Very well. Very well.
Go. Can't tell if it's hitting any others.
This muy sucundus. Clean poo.
4. Perfect. Okay.
With pleasure.
Alright. Guardian Angel.
Very well. Very well.
With pleasure. I'm on it.
Okay, and then we'll go ahead and do a banish.
With pleasure.
Probably not gonna do anything to him, like very low damage. It's okay. Oh, he just fizzled Death Cloud Power 6. Okay, they got the eye for an eye on him. 7, that's gonna last for ages. Except banish will wear it down quickly. Alright, let's do some mass banishes.
Very well.
We can get them to
With pleasure.
keep recasting eye for an eye over and over again.
Pleasure.
We should be in good shape. I should do a preemptive purifier too.
Very well.
And then let's do our body of stones. Here comes Death Cloud 4. Perfect. We'll get rid of it right away. Nice.
Very well.
With pleasure.
Pleasure.
We're gonna do that again.
I'm on it.
Very well.
And body of stone.
With pleasure.
That one has only taken 6 damage. Okay, we'll see if we can kill this greater demon, get him out of here, and then attack these.
I'm on
Death Cloud 6 again. Hex. Failed that. Oh! Heal all. It didn't reach the greater demon though, that's a good thing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, what just happened here? I did power 7.
What a pity.
I did power 7 Purify Air and it wasn't enough to remove a Death Cloud power. Power was that? 6? That doesn't make sense. Okay. Resurrect.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Yeah, we didn't do much damage with our banish last
Very
time.
well.
That would keep staying busy with its heal all. Oh shoot, there's another Death Cloud. They're not losing any stamina from this either.
What a pity. He was good company.
I'm on it.
Alright. We need to do a heal all. You can do it last.
Very well. Alchemist, you have my appreciation. Consider yourself worthy. My illness is extinguished. I feel death like a stab to my heart.
Fire.
Very well.
I'm on it.
Yeah, that one is an eye. Yeah, all these have eye for an eye. So the Death Cloud, I think, is going to run out this round. Let me see if I can do enough damage. You don't have Banish, though. Okay, do Body of Stone.
With pleasure.
So the one that was going to cast Purify Air got killed by Quicksand. Convenient.
My pleasure. Did I miss anything?
He will be missed.
Come on now, we can do it. With pleasure.
I told you guys this battle is brutal.
Side,
It is absolutely brutal.
Like the cat with many lives, I return
And
to
they still have eye for an eye on them, on themselves.
much better.
I need to get some mana back.
With pleasure.
Very well.
With pleasure.
Go ahead and do eye for eye on yourself. You're gonna do a preemptive
Very well.
Purify Air. And gosh, this eye for an eye lasts ages. I'm trying to think if Summon Elemental would help us at all here. It might. They don't seem to be casting anything Insanity unquote related. Let's try it. That 5/5. That's okay, we're doing Purify Air. Heal all. They just did a heal all. Stamina.
With pleasure. I'm on it.
Yeah, let's do some Banish. And another Soul Shield.
Very well.
And our Element Shield, how many? 5 turns left. Still has eye for an eye. Dang it.
With pleasure.
That's 5/5. Good news is eye for an eye bounced it back, but it only landed on one of them. That doesn't make any sense.
Might kill us.
Okay.
Out of range.
Pleasure.
I'm not gonna move. Why is it showing? Oh, he came up from behind. I'm like, why is it showing something red on the minimap? Okay, this guy came up from behind. We totally need to reposition here. Man, I was getting kind of close to killing this, but this is too dangerous. Range is he in? Extended. What's his max range? Yeah, it doesn't tell us. Let's start pounding on this guy. He still has eye for an eye. Okay. Do it again.
With pleasure.
Some stamina.
I'm on it.
Pound on this guy. I don't think this guy can do a lot of melee damage. I'm almost okay with him hitting me from behind. Then again, this Greater Demon's not really doing much damage either. Let's do this.
With pleasure.
Okay, you need to get back
With
that.
pleasure.
Oh, their eye for an eye wore off. Okay. Can do power 4.
With pleasure.
Need to be careful with this though.
I'm on
We're gonna have to have them go first.
Very well.
Okay.
With pleasure.
Ooh, nice. Barrel now punching him for 65 damage. Heal all. Jinn of the Cloud cast Death Cloud 4. It did not reflect. They don't have eye for an eye though. So we're in good shape to get Death Cloud. Oh, this one already has it on. Okay, that changes my mind then on where to do this. I'm gonna do it right here. Yep, that's gonna hit all those.
Very well.
Pleasure.
Moody says this has been going on for a while. Let's end it. Yeah, it is brutal, Moody. This is one of the hardest in the game. I'm being super careful because, like I said, you can get wiped really easily here. Let's do a toxic cloud
With pleasure.
and knock them out potentially.
Very well.
Let's get some more elementals going.
I'm on it. With pleasure.
Very well.
Okay. Am I doing a purifier? No, I need someone to do a purifier.
With pleasure.
Pleasure.
Oh, Elemental went down. Okay, we got one back there.
Clean poo.
Got a fire here. Okay, Death Cloud finally killed one of them. So which one died? This one right here. Okay, perfect. Let's see. Time for you to summon again. Trying to find space, doesn't have room for it. Let's get Element Shield going again.
With pleasure.
Yeah, one turn remaining. Okay, we're gonna do Purify Air.
Very well.
With pleasure.
Go. This air elemental here is probably going to keep this one busy.
I'm on it.
Alright.
With pleasure.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
Nice. Okay, soul shield expired.
Very well.
That one is still as a death cloud. So is that one. Okay. Wow, I think we can get a bunch of hits in this round. Do one purifier.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Bernie fell unconscious. Oh, nice.
Segundas.
Alright, we need to get him back.
Very well.
With
Very well.
pleasure.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
How come every time I do a restoration, it's the one that's gonna cast it that falls unconscious? Game's either cheating or I have really bad luck. Alright.
I'm on it.
With pleasure.
Death Cloud wore off.
With pleasure. Very well.
This one has Hyper Eyes, so we don't want to get it caught. And I don't see a yellow, but let's retarget just to make sure. Okay.
Segundas.
I feel much better.
This one's halfway dead.
With pleasure.
I'm on it.
Very well. With pleasure.
Wow, I'm glad I did a purifier here.
Wally.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Need armor melting. Can't hit both of them.
With pleasure.
Kill this one. Okay. Let's see.
Very well. Very well.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
Hey, Tasty Cupcakes, welcome to the stream. How are you doing?
What a pity.
Jen of the Clouds, any relation to Jenny from the block? That I don't know. Alright, so we got one death there.
Damn it.
Oh, much better.
Very well.
Okay.
With pleasure.
I'm on it.
Come on, guys, hit it.
I feel much better.
Very well.
This one's still about halfway dead.
With pleasure.
Well, you can only cast Power 4. You need to use Magic
I'm
Nectar,
on it.
and you can.
Very well.
With pleasure.
You're doing okay? Glad to hear it. Oh, I'm doing well. Just trying to get through this brutal fight, not get party wiped toward the end of the game.
Knocked around a bit.
Okay.
With pleasure.
Actually, you do Purify.
With pleasure.
Do Rest All.
Very well.
Superman. Down.
I'm on it.
Can heal. Is there room now? There might be room for Elemental. Still no room. Let's make a smaller one then.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
Okay.
Very well.
Nice. So there's only 148 hit points left. We're getting there. We got an Earth Elemental to keep them busy now. Okay.
Very well. With pleasure. Very well.
Fire Elemental. Not helping at all. We gotta do Element Shield next time. Hundred and one hit points.
With pleasure.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
Okay. Get some more hits here. Greater Demon fell unconscious. He's out of stamina. Nice. Nice. Kill this one. We're in good shape. And he's got 53 stamina back.
With pleasure. Very well.
Kill this sucker. Ten hit points left. Come on. Wow, we still didn't kill him.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Death Bot 6, business. This guy's ridiculously strong. Okay, fine then. Now we take him out.
With pleasure.
That one still has an eye for an eye on it. Let's go ahead and get a soul shield.
Very well. Very well.
I'm gonna have to shoot this guy because he's blocking my way. Knocked him out with a stone from behind. I don't think. Oh, I do have one more charge on this one this time.
Pleasure.
Yeah. Hey, soft drinks, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Yes, what a fight is right. The fact that I've had to cast this many Purify Airs tells you how insanely strong these guys are in normal fights. They're just ridiculous. Okay. Now we should get a round here, a bunch of shots on him. He keeps trying the Death Cloud over and over. Guys keep purifying it. Tasty says, pretty sure you only won this fight because I showed up. You're welcome. Stopstream says I'm fine. I'm glad to hear it. More costly than the fight against the Rapix army. Yes. Way more. Oh, he's paralyzed. He's done. Perfect. Okay, you can use this. You can do this.
Pleasure.
Because I'll just attack him. The elemental does a fireball.
I do feel the same.
There you go. Backfire draining cloud. That's perfect. That'll give me a chance to run up there to him. All
Much
right.
better.
My illness is
With
extinguished.
pleasure.
Let's get a Superman.
Very well.
Set goes insane. Imagine that.
Gosh darn.
Fizzled Superman. This game is trying the hardest it can to make me die in this battle.
I'm on it.
But I'm not gonna die in this battle. We're gonna win. Just got this one left. Store.
Very well.
His eye for an eye wore off, so we're going straight to a death cloud.
With pleasure.
And we're gonna use magic nectar. We're gonna purify her.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
There you go. So we're gonna get one round of Death Cloud hitting us here, even though I did power 6. I did power 6. And he did 5 and his still was stronger. Makes no sense. It's gotta be the expert mode thing. Okay, let's see. It's armor melting.
With pleasure.
I kind of want to save that for the Dark Savant. Well, I'll have to probably find more of those to fight the Dark Savant.
Very well.
I'm on it.
Somewhat of this.
Death Cloud still survived it. Okay.
With pleasure.
Very well. With pleasure.
He still has 600 stamina left.
I'm on it.
With pleasure.
With pleasure. Very well.
Nice. He's down to 310 hit points. I'll see how many rounds this end up taking. Death Cloud got him. Finally. 441,000 experience. Wow. Well, that was the last encounter that I was scared of. So, I am thrilled to be done with that. Let me see here. Combat. 38 rounds that took. 38 rounds. All right. Well, we will be done here. Let me just wrap this up. Tasty cupcakes. That's the easiest thing I ever did. Show up and provide good luck, you mean? So the only place potentially that we can get party wipe now in reality is the Dark Savant fight, which I'll probably be able to do next
Oh no.
next stream.
More people.
We're getting close.
The Chaos Moleri, one of the gifts of the Father, hidden for an eternity from those who would channel its force for evil. It is one of three, my fellow travelers. And do you know what force this, the Chaos Moleri, holds? Before you walk among...
Gosh, what is that? Force. What force does it hold? So the Destiny, or yeah, the Astral Domine is knowledge. The last one we did was life. I think it's chaos, maybe. That might be the answer here.
The Chaos. Change.
Change,
The nexus
okay.
of life and knowledge, and the gift to those who would experience that which is beyond their own limited perceptions. It is the only means provided by the cosmic lords for growth in life, growth in knowledge, and so it is the central force of the... Now this change has a dark herald. Do you know his name? Before you walk...
Yeah. Wrong answer again. I thought it was man, but that must be the other one. Come on. It won't let you like click past this.
Change. Now this change has a dark... Destiny be done.
The Dark Savant was the answer. So, we only have one left to do. We're gonna do that next time. The Destiny... No, the Astral Domine. That's the last one to do. And that's where we'll fight the Dark Savant, too. So, getting close, guys. Force a save. Yeah, second one done. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you'll join me in the grand finale next time. See you next time.